What's up, peeps? Turn my lights on, getting the chat pulled up. What is happening tonight? Get our chat pulled up. See who's hanging out. Just saw Mission Impossible last night. Anybody seen that? Yo, Ian, what's up, buddy? Get my workstation all set up. Nuber, what's up, buddy? Victor, good to see you all. Let me just check something here. Yo, Will and Bill, hey, what's up, bud? I saw some of your comments earlier. Thanks for hanging out. Yoy, hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Mission Impossible was really good. I don't know if it was better than the last one. It definitely wasn't like, it didn't have quite as many kind of like extreme action scenes as the last one did. But what I really liked about it was that the plot, this is all, it's super modern, very, very modern, and yet like a lot of it had like this feeling like a real like old 70s kind of spy movie, and I really liked that about it. And it wasn't trying to outdo the last one, which was probably a smart move, because I just like, man, that Fallout is pretty incredible. Nuber, that's a good, is it better than John Wick? John Wick 4 was probably the second best in the series, man. That was a hard one to beat. Maybe the best in the series, frankly. What's up, Reality Rebel? Yo, you got the Spin Master Batwing. It's pretty cool. Galactic Geek has it, and Galactic Geek is the one who we're building that city dio in his garage. So he's had that Batwing like hanging over our little city dio, and it's sick, dude. It's a good looking little alternative there. Oh, our friend Wilson has a 3D printer, so we were thinking about trying to rig up like print seats for inside that, because the Spin Master one has that big open canopy that fits. Hey, Backyard Legend, what's up, buddy? You're in Penn Station. Oh, you're gonna jump on the train? We're gonna lose you on the train? Nuber, the first John Wick is third for you. Number 2 is your second. You know, I hate to say it because I know so many people love it. 2 is actually probably my least favorite. But I mean, they're all really, really solid. So, and I mean, yeah, 2's got some great sequences, but I think 3 was better than 2. I think the scene in that knife shop, like I was thinking, it starts in the public library and then it's going and leads all the way up to the knife shop. I think that's one of the best sequences in the series. 4, man, I don't know if anything can beat that nunchuck fight. Like the stairs at the end, that really rocks. With was it Donnie Yen? Is that his name? Amazing. But ooh, that nunchuck fight, man. Yeah, I don't know if anything can beat that. What's up, Whacker? Whacker. So yeah, we saw Mission Impossible last night in IMAX, and then or was it last night? What, Thursday night? Um, and then yesterday we got our tickets for. We're gonna see Barbie on Saturday night, and then we're gonna see that in like Dolby, and then Oppenheimer in IMAX on Sunday afternoon. Yeah, pretty stoked. Pretty stoked for that. Pretty stoked for both of those, honestly. Um, you know, I'm predicting this sort of like this cultural phenomenon of people embracing the like uh, the humorous like counter programming of like Barbie and Oppenheimer, opening on the same weekend. I feel like they're gonna try to recreate this, and it's gonna bite them in the ass. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna try to recreate the buzz of releasing two very uh, dissimilar movies, trying to make it viral. You know, uh, and it's gonna end up biting them. But of course, that's gonna be, if they try to do that, that would be sometime from now, because they might not be making new movies for a minute. Man, so I got a lot to get through. Okay, so I've been working on these customs. Like last time I did a live, I was kind of combing through a bunch of different fodder pieces and kind of like identifying which pieces I could kind of combine. Hey, what's up, Comb? Combine into different villain gangs. You know, a Joker gang, Riddler gang, Penguin gang, etc. And oh man, I keep adding more characters and ideas to, what's up, Gavin? Keep adding more ideas to my list of figures that I want to do custom figures that I need to make, and not checking any off the list. So I need to really start chipping away at some of these. I posted some pics of some of these that I was messing with. Whacker, I'm right there with you, buddy. Power to the unions. In fact, we got a good friend of the channel, Death by Big Mac on Instagram. He's a union man. He's a union grip. So we hope he's doing all right. I need to message him. Hope he's doing all right. So one of the customs I'm working on is a quick just the head fell off. Quick change Bruce Wayne, and I actually didn't have a I didn't have the figure. I mean, I had it when I was a kid, but I haven't had that on my own here, in my collection for years and years. So I found a really solid eBay listing of a great opener, because this thing's in really bad shape, but it's still technically on the blister, so it's got it's complete, and it's got a blister here, which is a tremendous little piece of commercial art from the 90s. Where'd that head go? Just so we need to open this guy up, right? Yeah, so this was like, it ended up being like $30 shipped, which is a pretty decent price to have all the pieces and parts. I didn't even really need them. I really just wanted the Bruce Wayne figure in good enough shape that all the paint wasn't scuffed off. But I saw this, a great opener with all the pieces, so I'm glad I scooped that up. Oh yeah, I mean, this is totally off. It's literally stapled on. There's two staples here. That's funny. Fine with me. Whacker, are you messing with me? You say you heard the new rumor that Bob the Goon is in the leak list. Are you messing with me? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't want to. I'm not gonna presume or take credit that isn't necessarily mine. But I just know that when I made that Bob the Goon custom, which is going on almost 2 years ago now, a huge reaction, like really huge reaction. So, um, and every time I do post it, and people who hadn't seen it before, it's I mean, people really get a kick out of it. So I wouldn't be surprised, but I think Whacker might just be pulling my string, pushing my buttons there. Matt's saying Haya releasing some really nice 118. Yes, Matt, thanks for watching from South Africa. I picked up the Judge Dredd Haya Toys 118. And actually, I have him right now piloting this mech. Yeah, very fun figure. In fact, I was really pretty stoked to see that they're having some success and that they're putting out like a 1/12 scale, right? Judge Dredd, but I don't think I really need it. Yeah, Whacker. This is a cool little fig, y'all. Yeah, very fun and affordable. A pretty decent price. I think it was $20 or something. I got to be careful about. I mean, I have such a soft spot for 1/18 scale. I got to be careful because I could end up going down that rabbit hole. I've got a pretty big little army of the World of Halo figures built out. I stopped collecting those. They became harder to find, and thereby the chance of like getting like good sale prices and being able to army build, that just kind of disappeared, which is too bad because I really wanted you know, the Prophets, the Flood. I'd love to army build with those, but let's get this dude out of here. Here he is. Quick change Bruce Wayne. Now, I put the idea out there that I wanted to do a custom of Quick Change Bruce Wayne, and our friend OG Trilogy heard that. He got inspired, and he jumped on it on his own, and he made one using the Project Superman, and it's great. It looks really great. I even got a Project Superman just because his turned out so well. But I had all these extra fodder pieces, including just like regular pants and shoes, like civilian style stuff. So I really got, like I just got kind of committed to trying to use some of these pieces for it. And so that Project Superman torso, which is the John Kent body buck, was too small for these pants. It looked bad. So I got that Vin Diesel Bloodshot. Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect. And then I got it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's super swole. Huge beefcake Vin Diesel body. And I was like, shit, this isn't gonna work. This looks silly. But then now, you know, look at this Kenner, Michael Keaton. And let's just say Michael Keaton wasn't this shredded. So I think actually I accidentally kind of created a funny little homage to the swole Kenner Keaton. Beyond Comics, how are we feeling about the new collector edition wave? Yeah, I'm basically with you. The Alan Scott looks great. The Abyss looks really cool. But like, they don't, like, what about them is worth 30 bucks, 10 more bucks? Those card stands, like, those card stands aren't that cool. I'm all right with, like, I don't mind that they come with Jokerized figures because I want to use those as if you saw my Jokerized Dark Knight Returns Batman video, I want to turn those little card stands into little shooting range, like silhouette stands, you know, and put little target practice little figures on there and have that, and you know, have the Joker gang hanging out with those as if they've been using them for target practice. But I haven't pre-ordered any. I'm not going to. If they send them to me to review, I will. But I'm not gonna pre-order them. I just don't. It's just not what they said it was gonna be. That infected Superman body buck just has got to get retired. It's got to. They did just send me shipping list of a bunch of new stuff that is going to be coming in for me to review, including Vampire Superman, which I hadn't really even paid that much attention to those to that figure when it was released, because I just hadn't found any of the other damn vampire figures because they're store exclusive gold label. Like, good luck. So when I looked up the vampirized Superman, I was like, oh hell yeah, they're using the Page Puncher's body. Great. I'm looking forward to actually seeing that, even though it's a repaint. Just nice to see them use a different fucking body buck, because like that, the Infected is a perfect Bizarro, of course. And when the Infected Superman figure first came out, like, it's fantastic, still is to this day, but it's wrong for just like a regular Superman. It's like a hunched over kind of angry monster body, and it's short. I just don't know why they lean on that so hard when they have like several others. Like, you use the Action Comics 1000, or is that what it is? Action Comics, or use, I mean, yeah, literally anything. Let's quick change this Bruce Wayne here. Nope. Let's look at his accessories here. He's got this very stupid little I could put that in his hand, but I'm probably just going to break it at this point, so no thanks. So he's got his Keaton boots. Luke, why are my reviews always so short? Well, when I first started this channel, they were putting out like a wave of 4, maybe 6 figures every couple months. So, you know, I was really savoring it and getting more out of each one. But now the release schedule is just so busy. And many of the things that we talked about when the line was young, you know, they've just been, I feel like they've been talked to death. But I actually do intend, because like Nightfall Batman, that's on the way. I'm going to do a review of that. And I was thinking, you know what, that would be a good one to maybe kind of go slow down a little bit, reiterate some of the things that I love just about the multiverse line, about McFarlane's 7-inch figures and what I think they do really well. So so note taken. I'll spend a little more time. The other element is actually when I first started doing reviews, and those reviews would be 15 minutes long. I didn't do the 360 posing sort of separate clips, and I would just kind of pose them during the course of the review and talk about the kind of poses I was trying to achieve with them. But now I just, you know, do 3 or 4 or 6 different poses on the rotating display thing, and you know, that kind of that represents that entire sort of however many minutes of video of review that would have been in those earlier ones. So all right, so now we got gloves on him. He gets very big and chunky once you start putting this stuff on, and the battering is sculpted permanently into this hand. Yeah, Nathan, another point. How much can I say about the same Blue Beetle body buck on so many new figures? Yeah, yeah. If it's a reused sort of, if it's heavily reused or completely reused mold, I just am not going to have as much fresh things to say about it. Let's put this on here on his chest. It's gonna fasten on the back here. Yeah, Luke, you're definitely right about that. Size comparisons. I got a little bit out of the practice of doing that. And part of, I mean, part of it is like, and you know, honestly, if you want to see the best comparisons anybody is doing with the multiverse figures on YouTube, you got to go to D Hunter. Like, he is the one that's really putting in that kind of work and has the collection to do that kind of stuff. Whereas me, not being a longtime DC figure collector, definitely don't have don't have anything Mattel or from the past like that, and it's just not. It just tends to be something I'm less interested in talking about. Usually, I'm trying to talk about the artistry of it, and how they move, because those are the things that I geek out on personally the most, the things that compelled me in the first place to start this channel. So he's got this on. Obviously, he looks very goofy once he's has all this on. Go. There he is, transformed. I mean, not bad. He's definitely kind of goofy looking, but it's not bad. I mean, the way I would do it is I would kind of use this guy for my, obviously, the regular plainclothes Bruce Wayne scenes, and then when it would be time for to change into Batman, I would do the suit up scene, and then once all this stuff's clipped on, then you just switch to like a regular, crime attack Batman, or one of the ones that's just a regular Batman. Oh, Luke, I totally appreciate the feedback. Definitely not a stupid question at all, and yeah, definitely appreciate it. Note taken. The other thing, I haven't done Rogues Gallery in a while for a couple reasons. One, this new toy room doesn't have as cool of a place for me to have the Rogues Gallery up, kind of posted and visible, and a cool place to display it. And the big sheet of foam board that I have to display all the Rogues Gallery hockey pucks, it's almost full, and it's going to require the creation of a second board once we get that completely full. And I do fully intend to continue adding people to the Rogues Gallery, but kind of ran out of space, for one. Two, another thing I wanted to do, and I was starting to get in the habit of it, and I fell off completely, was showcasing photos, toy photography, customs and stuff like from Instagram and things that other people have created. and that it just became a little bit more work than I wanted to do every single time I did a video. But what I'd actually rather do anyway is actually start maybe just a series of dedicated, like collector spotlight or creator spotlight videos where I can talk about people who are doing really cool stuff, people who inspire me, people like Death by Big Mac, who I mentioned, people like Plastic RG Studios on Instagram, formerly known as Plastic Rick Grimes, really amazing photographer, toy photographer. So I do intend to do some things like that here in the future. All right, we're gonna take this off. Yo, Alex, what's up? Hey, thanks, buddy. Yo, what's up, Collect? Collect to disconnect. What's up, buddy? Collect to disconnect. Another great creator that I would love to spotlight. Do some really cool stuff with his display space, with custom pieces. All right. So, quick change, Bruce Wayne. He's coming. I think what I'm going to try to do to recreate his sweater design here is a cool 80s, 90s turtleneck. What I want to do is I've got a package of water slide decal paper that you can print on. So I think I'm probably going to just recreate this pattern design, try to size it just right, and then apply that as a decal, if possible. I think it's worth trying. Oh yeah, Rebel head swaps. Yeah, head swaps another good solid bit of things to do, but it's like yo, Ano, hello. Um oh yeah, Rebel, I'll give him brown hair. Yeah, the thing about head swaps is it's just like such a rabbit hole, and like where do you stop, you know? Like so you could go, especially as the line, the multiverse line, as we get further and further in, there's more and more of a library of figures now, you know what I mean? Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back, and then what I want to do is I need to do some black washing. I'll show you. Oh, I'll show you why in a minute because I haven't shown you that. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Yo, Multiverse Collector West Coast. What's up, Julian? Oh, Nathan. Yeah, hey, thanks. The streams since I moved in here have been better quality. Well, I did start what I started doing was using my phone. Well, I got a new phone, and then I started using that. That's one aspect, and then, oh, well, it's not really related. This isn't what I want to do. I need to figure out how to use some of those third-party streaming apps so I can kind of patch in other video and audio sources, so I can show you picture-in-picture stuff and all that kind of thing. Okay, so what do I need to do here is some black washes. One of the customs I'm working on is the Poodle Lady from Batman Returns. And I think this is really funny. I painted Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, her red dress pink, and if you see Poodle Lady in Batman Returns in the Penguins red triangle circus gang, her dress is kind of like a faded red or pink, dress. I'm not going to try to match every single detail of that. I'm just going to make it look a little bit more dirty. So I have that. I have her to do. Black wash. Oh, hey, Backyard Legend. Dude, I actually started using your recommended method of the apple barrel paints, the cheap stuff. I mean, this guy I did with I've only done one coat so far. Apple barrel is great. I'm gonna hit it with a matte sealer, Mr. Super Clear matte sealer. That'll make it look a little less shiny, cheap, and toy-like. And old girl here, I had some pink spray paint. So I hit her with that. I taped off this, hit her with pink spray paint, and then hit that with the same thing, Mr. Super Clear matte sealer. It's kind of expensive, but very, very good quality, especially because if you paint this soft, rubbery stuff with like spray paint, it never dries, right? So that sealer is a must, otherwise it's just like tacky, sticky forever. All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm also going to do some personal items here. I've got some drop shadow figures that I'm working on here. Most of you, I'm assuming, know by now and have heard many, many times about my comic, Drop Shadow. You guys helped me kickstart, crowdfund the print run of this last summer. I'm working on a follow-up. Still got miles to go. Of course, issue 1 had fake toy ad. Well, the second book's going to have even more toy content, including more of these 1/12 scale, 6-inch custom figures. But I've got some 7-inch ones cooking as well. And I had at first done a 7-inch one with this Grifter body and the Constantine. But then Soul Crusher from the Spawn line went on sale. And I bought a bunch of Soul Crusher for $12, and this is a pretty badass looking option too. But anyway, I have a bunch of these Constantine trench coats that I want to black wash, grime them up. Reality Rebel, come on. You can do it, man. I want your work. I want to see it. But I'm the same way. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You got to get just the right motivation. One cool thing, I'll show you this. Excuse me. For the first book, we had a friend of the channel, a viewer, create his own 3D models of like an action figure. style drop shadow. And you can see this here. He sent me the 3D files, and I'm working on these. Just have one rough coat of paint on them, so don't judge the skin tone. Look at this. Printed little heads for these guys. How freaking rad is this? Watch this. So this is the first. This was in the first book. This was the drop shadow figure for the first book. This head is such. I mean, in my opinion, the head of this guy, it's the weakest part of the figure. This is going to be such a big improvement. Looks so much more deliberate, much cooler. And yeah, you can see now I've got like several 7-inch options cooking. And I'm going to have this Hush trench coat available as well. So I need to black wash all these jackets. Excuse me. And I need to black wash a new 6-inch scale character from the Drop Shadow universe. So in case you're not familiar, the character Drop Shadow, he's a graphic design superhero, right? So all the characters in the world and all of his villains, they have their personalities are puns based around art stuff. So instead of the Joker, it's Comic Sans. Well, one of these characters is going to be this Captain America style guy, and he's called the Draftsman. You get it? Draftsman, like CAD, like Turbo CAD, drafting. And he kind of looks like blueprints. I need to do some dirt and grime on this guy. Get it? The Draftsman. Like drafting and also like the army. Get it? Double meaning. Tree stump. Do I have a tip to make effect parts? That's a good question. Not really. No. No, I don't think I really do. No. Afraid not. Yeah, Reality Rebel, I like this option too. It's both are valid. I need to pop these jackets off so I can paint them. I have just a bunch of crap strewn about in front of me right now. Tidy up a little bit, and I'm going to jump into some blackwash. Yeah, these are takeout containers. You can get these in bulk, and I use them to store figures because they're just nice and modular. It's just better than just having everything all loosey-goosey, you know what I mean? Yeah, tree stump, glue gun, that makes sense because, yeah, that's what I was trying to picture something like that would make clear, translucent pieces, and I just don't know what that could be. So I need another paper plate. I need to move some of this shit out of the way. be right back again. Oh, so yet another custom that I've added to my list, because I can't stop adding stuff to my to-do list, is you may know the comic creator Sean Murphy, who he's the creator of the White Knight series, the Batman White Knight series. He does a podcast with another comic creator, Clay McCormick, and they talk about the old Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond episodes. And they also talk about, like inside baseball stuff about comics industry. It's great show. It's called the Batman the Animated Series Show podcast, or the BATTASS podcast, the Bat Ass podcast. And they did an episode about the Flash movie, and they were talking about, somehow they got talking about nostalgic Batman in '89 stuff, and they were like, what about, somebody needs to make a custom action figure of the King of the Wicker People. I heard that from Batman '89, of course. I heard that. I accepted the challenge, so I'm working on something. I posted this the other day. Not one person guessed it until I posted the hint. So I'm using some Mortal Kombat pieces, some stupid like craft wicker type stuff here. It's gonna be pretty funny. I think some of the pieces and some of the way I do the like headdress and things like that, they will look accurate to the movie, and then other things have just kind of taken some liberties and making it really silly. So he's all like made out of wicker baskets, kind of. So that's yet another one I've added to my to-do list. Yo, what's up, Cloud? How's it going? I'm about to do some black wash painting here. Let's see. Ooh. Hey, Jacob, thanks for stopping and saying what's up, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, collect. Bones got it once I posted it. Or he was the first one to get it once I posted the hint. I think some other people guessed it too after that. Alright. Trench coats, poodle lady, blue guy. Cloud, what did you miss? Kind of a bunch. I've been going through you missed a bunch and also like nothing at all. Just gabbing. But I'm about to start blackwashing some stuff. All right. Yeah, Reality Rebel. I have seen the Flash movie. I talked about it with Ahsoka the Geek, Brad the DCU Geek, and Rob D Toys on their show, the DC Infinite Hour, a couple weeks ago, and Toy Shiz was there as well, and that was really, really fun. So catch up on that show. If you want to hear all my thoughts about the Flash movie, I frankly, I kind of liked it. I had a good time with it. All right, we're gonna slop some of this on old girl here. Dirty her up. So we're going to slop this on here real heavy. Let it sit for a few minutes. Let it dry in the deep crevices, and then we wipe it off. And it's going to pull off the stuff that's sitting on the raised surfaces, and it's going to leave dark shadows in the crevices. All right. Let that sit for a minute. Oh, Cloud, I did see that 3-pack of Looney Tunes figures as Batman characters. It is Bugs Bunny as Batman, Taz as the Flash, and the reason I'm going to pick that thing up is it comes with Wile E. Coyote as a blue and gray Batman. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome. And that's literally my two favorite fictional characters of all time is Batman and Wile E. Coyote. So they're making you buy a 3-pack to get them. I'm gonna get it. I want that Wile E. Coyote as Batman so bad. I didn't see the Harry Potter one though. Scott Knight, you want Taz's Flash? Hey, do you want to just go in on that? It's $44. Oh, that's cheap. Yeah, Scott Knight, we'll get one. I'll order one or however you want to do it, and then we'll just split that up because I don't need Taz. The Bugs is cool too, but I don't really need that. I just want that Wile E. Coyote. Is that all? Does anybody know if that's up for pre-order or is that around yet? Because I'll scoop that up right away. I mean, it's kind of. I'll just get the 3-pack and I'll send you the Taz. I didn't know there was a price point yet for it. I wasn't sure how much it was going to be, what they were going to try to get out of us. 44 is not as bad as I had expected. I figure they'd be, because they're not like extremely, you can just tell, look at them, they're not the highest quality figures you're ever going to see or anything. So that was the one thing I was like, if they're going to try to get like 60, 70 bucks for that thing, and I know they're kind of whatever figures. But the Wile E. Coyote obviously is like the one they cared about the most because he's got that fabric cape, and it's connected to his wrists, kind of. You could tell that's the one they really put the most love into. Oh, I need paper towels. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, Cloud. That's a good idea. Daffy as Robin. Yeah. Well, I mean, or frankly, Daffy also as Batman, because that was a there were some Disney Warner Looney Tunes McDonald's toys that you could dress up as characters, and the Daffy Duck was Batman, and it was a great little Happy Meal toy. So we're just going in here and we're wiping off that surface stuff, and it's staying down in the crevasses. Oh, that's a good idea. Also, Scott Knight, Daffy is Green Lantern. Yeah. So, does anybody know if there's a link for those yet to get those? Collect. Where I don't remember now where I saw it. I think it was just like one of those kind of aggregator kind of accounts, like maybe like Preternia or Statoverse, one of those, I think. How do we feel about that? Is that better? That's definitely much more grimier. And then I'll hit these with sealer again once they're dry. Oh, D Hunter already, yeah, Cloud, send me that, please. Sky Knight, Toy Shiz was the one that posted him, maybe that's where I saw him too. I have, I'm in a group chat with Toy Shiz and Ahsoka the Geek and Brad the DCU Geek and Rob D Toys, and we were talking about some pre-orders for something going up, and I said in that chat, I was like, yeah, I'm just refreshing Preternia's Twitter page, waiting for them to post the links. And Toy Shiz was like, well, you could use my links. And I was like, oh shit. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. But the truth is that by the time Shiz posts something, you've got minutes. You know what I mean? It's like, blood in the water, feeding frenzy. So I've had to resort, to some of those other ones that I mentioned, just to beat him to the punch, essentially. But I definitely put my foot in my mouth in front of the big guy. Cloud, you managed to snag 89 Batmobile and Batman. I did too, but my first my Flash Batmobile Amazon pre-orders were canceled, so I'm like, not. I'm not gonna trust it until I have it in my hand, Just knock this over. All right. Oh, so did anybody see that thing that McFarlane posted about trying to use that like third-party thing as a way to like pre-order scarce or basically kind of lottery to try to scoop up like limited number releases? I mean, it's kind of an alright idea in theory, but I don't know if it's really the solution. They need, and the thing is, part of the problem is the gold label shit. It's hard to find because it's store exclusive and it's based on the shitty whatever retailer has the exclusive. But that's just part of their deal with those retailers. They have to offer I mean, they offer them those store exclusives to incentivize whatever, stuff. So the stores, so long roundabout way of saying, I don't think the store exclusives are going anywhere. I don't think the gold collection stuff's gonna they're not gonna ever do, I think, open pre-orders for stuff that's a store exclusive unless it's, have you noticed, some of the things that were a gold label, some time will pass and they become available basically as a regular release, or a modified version of it will become available through other outlets. Cloud, the second issue of the comic is coming along really well. I think my art skills have improved. Big jump, I think, from the last issue as far as my art skills go. Oh, should we blackwash this poodle? I think dingy up this poodle. I think so. And then let's see. I got in my busy stretch at work, and they were sending me a ton of stuff to review, so I didn't touch the comic for about 6 weeks. Probably didn't make any much of a dent on that at all. But then within the past 6 weeks or so, I have caught up as if I'd been chipping away at it the whole time. So, hey, Brick something, yeah. This is an Avatar mech, and it's going to become a Riddler mech. It's going to have a Riddler henchman kind of piloting that. Even though it's meant for a 4-inch figure, I'm going to kind of fudge it and put a 7-inch custom Riddler goon here. I'm going to probably end up taking the whole canopy off and make it open cockpit, if you so to speak. All right, now we got a dirty dog. Hey, Darth, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Pock Photos is in the house, folks. A rare appearance by the man Pock Photos. Don't be a stranger, buddy. I know you're getting some distance, but say what's up from time to time. Always good to hear from you. Yes, Darth, it's 1/12 scale. Yeah, it's like a dollhouse scale. That's what it was, I think, listed as in the Amazon, I think, is where I got this. Yeah. I mean, the Red Triangle Gang, they live in that old dilapidated zoo. I don't think the Poodle Lady's dog has had a bath, had a real good bath in quite some time. Yeah. What's up, Joel? Yeah, Pac, you gotta take a break. You gotta kind of gauge your relationship with the hobby. You know, you got to be aware of like whether you're getting the enjoyment you should be out of it, or if it's become kind of something, um, you know, that's not making you happy, basically. And I really liked Poc Photos did a live stream with Rob D Toys, and Rob has a very particular way of opening his figures and storing the boxes and keeping them and stuff. And I actually I really admire the way he was kind of talking about that and sort of acknowledging a bit the compulsory sort of behaviors that many of us that are inclined to be collectors um, kind of fall prey to or can become, you know, it's very easy to kind of cross that line where it's like, man, I'm just kind of doing this, going through motions and not really getting the fun that I should be out of it. Got to be able to reassess, got to be able to step back, be objective. Do I need to really spend all this time and mental energy hunting down these things that are, yeah, you know, you get it. All right. Poc Photos, you're sizing down, but it's making you appreciate what you've got. That's, I think, that's the key. And like one thing that I'm really like aware of about my own kind of sense of enjoyment is like if I don't really have space to display the things, like if I'm just getting piles and piles of stuff that don't have anywhere to go, I'm not really enjoying them. So I kind of got a little bit of a windfall in that the job I started last October has a pretty big office. So I've kind of been creating a little toy room, a second toy area there. That has helped out a lot. Otherwise, I'd be getting rid of a lot more. And eventually, I am going to get to the place where, like, I got my keepers. I got my ones that I know I want to have like permanently. But I've got a fair few figures and characters that I'm just never going to really have a place for them. I'm never really going to have the love for those. But, you know, when it's time to do that, it's going to go back to the community. Some of them I'm holding in my pocket for, you know, like last time I did the comic Kickstarter. I did that tier where, you know, people could get a random figure for my collection, and I do intend to do that again with this next one because people did seem to like that a lot. Darth, this is kind of a random one. I see. I shouldn't even say it anymore. I want to get back into a regular streaming schedule, but with so for one, I'm working on the comic, right? Which that I can do solo. That I can do whenever I want. But I'm also working on, like, part of the comic is going to be all this toy content that I have cooking up. You know, the book is going to have a much bigger. The first book had a two-page spread, fake toy ad. This one's going to have probably at least a dozen pages of toy stuff, and it's going to be a combo of like just cool toy photography, and as well as stuff like the first issue, which is that kind of retro style toy print ad. So on, like, you know, I've been working on there's going to be in this second book, counting the figures that were in the first one and counting custom vehicles as well. There's like 30 drop shadow toys. And they're mostly done, but that's another thing I've been chipping away at. And I've been doing that with our friend Galactic Geek and our friend Wilson. So those are, you know, when I get a chance to do a collaborative sesh with those guys and go over to Galactic Geek's place and chip away at that, I've been taking, you know, those opportunities. So that's pulled me away a little bit, I must admit, from some of my channel duties. Grayscale. Ska Knight, that we have the character, in the Drop Shadow universe, the Catwoman sort of allegory is a character called Heather Gray, and she's a colorblind cat burglar. So I've got a figure of her already from the first issue. But that's actually kind of part of what's happening in the second one, is she steals all the color. So the book is going to, like, part of the story, like, the book is going to start losing certain colors as she steals it from the universe, to the point that the final sort of battle in that issue will be in black and white. It will be in grayscale, because by that point she's like taken it all from Canvas City. She's stolen all the color. The first issue, the story part of it, was pretty short. It was only like a dozen pages. This is twice as long. It's got way more characters, way more action. Yeah, Clouds still do have the Dark Knight's Metal team. What's one figure I know I'll always keep? Pock Photos asks. Really, I mean, it's probably Constantine, honestly. But these, I mean, really, the Batman characters and his rogues, I'll be keeping those guys for forever. Any bets on Comic Con McFarlane reveals, Whacker? I bet we're gonna get a pre-order listing. I bet the pre-orders for that 6-pack, that movie 6-pack, are gonna go live. That's my prediction. Is anybody going to Comic Con? I got some stuff I'm trying to get. This is dirty work. I'm making a mess. Yeah, Reality Rebel, that SDCC Batman, ain't that some shit? Yeah, I really want that too. That Nightfall Batman exclusive. It's very annoying. But if I don't get him, I'm gonna end up with at least 3 of those Nightfall Batmans. One of them I want to do a black wash on, and I want to see if that kind of gets him to a better color gray. And then one I'll leave as is, and one maybe leave in the box just for a rainy day. Oh, so I am gonna do this month for July. I'm gonna do 2 member giveaways. It's gonna be a lot of new stuff that's getting shipped to me to review as we speak. But I'll give you a spoiler alert. One of the winners is going to be Reality Rebel, because Reality Rebel won the first member giveaway, and that giveaway was the Flash, Batfleck, and Bat Cycle. Reality Rebel already had those, and he graciously passed it along, paid it forward, let somebody else win, and so we all owe him one. Oh, that's a great point, Cloud. I was thinking about that just the other day. Is that, yeah, McFarlane there were leaks about Ninja Turtle McFarlane stuff, and we still, do we know for sure that it's movie Turtle stuff? It's just gotta be, right? Because why would he try to jump in and outdo like anybody else that's doing Turtles right now at some of that stuff? Like, why would you try to compete with NECA, what NECA's doing with Turtles? And even Best Action has kind of gained a bit of a cult following with their Turtles stuff. Actually, Galactic Geek has quite a few of them, and they're fun little figures. They don't look sensational just because there's not much paint on them, but they're definitely fun little figures. Oh, Whacker! I don't think I even knew. Oh, is that right, Whacker? You're certain that McFarlane's not doing Turtle? Okay, that makes sense. Are you sure? Are we sure? There's some. I have not seen this Pacific Rim. Oh yeah, maybe I did see that. I don't remember. Did I see that leak? You know what I think? I think with the way they knocked this Avatar line out of the park with the different scales, the Na'vi were 7-inch, and they did that 4-inch kernel to pilot the mech, and they were just excellent. Some of the best stuff they did last year. I think they could keep going with some of this 4-inch stuff, and man, they've got some, in particular, some WB properties that could be really just perfect for it. For example, could you imagine if they did a 4-inch Mad Max line with vehicles? Warner Brothers. Mad Max. Think about that. I'll be right back. Yo, Artsy Bert, what's up? All right. Do I have enough of this stuff left to do one more guy? I think I got one more. I think I got one more left in here. How's this look? Is it too dark? Yeah, that's gonna be good. The Mortal Kombat. I wonder who's gonna get. Yeah, more video game stuff. Yeah, Whacker. We've got the Furiosa movie coming. Could be a good one. Do we think they're gonna do more Dune figures? I mean, the first wave, it didn't. And they ended up peg warming a lot, but they were also kind of. That was during the pandemic, you know. So I don't know. I want to know if they're gonna do more Avatar figures. What do you guys have any of you guys seen much of the Avatar stuff? The 7-inch specifically, Avatar stuff like in stores, and is it peg warming? What do you see? Are people picking it up? Whacker Dune 2 is coming. All right. All right. I've almost picked up that first wave of Dune figs several times. Sometimes those sale prices are just hard to pass up, but I don't have them. They're pegging. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. Well, I hate to hear it, but also not a huge surprise. Unfortunate though. I mean, I got 3 of those mechs, so I did my part. Well, and I got 2 Banshees because I gave one's a giveaway. That one's going to New York Backyard Legend. I have not shipped June's giveaways yet. They're coming out soon. New York Backyard Legend and Xterra Cannondale won June giveaways. They're coming. They're going out. Cloud, what is my most requested figure that I want in the DC Multiverse line? Plastic Man. I want a deluxe Plastic Man with a bunch of different arms and neck and legs and a bunch of different little accessories of little objects that he's turned into. That's what I want. That and Watchmen. I want Watchmen. I want them to do Watchmen, not Doomsday Clock. If they're gonna do Watchmen, do Watchmen, and put out an owl ship. Oh, the question, that's a good one. Man, I would, here's the one that I would really love that will literally never happen, and we all know why. Uh, Sandman. Oh, Scott Knight. Yeah, I would imagine Punchline's a very popular wish list figure. I've yet to do it. My friend Wilson made some homemade blackwash, and it's freaking great. You just use some soapy water, some black acrylic paint, and it's freaking awesome. And it's actually like, it kind of dries less tacky than the like sort of straight out of the bottle blackwash, and it gives you, I think it's easier, like once it dries, you can still kind of go in there with your thumb and wipe some off and get it, like it doesn't cling quite as strong, but in a good way. Oh yeah, Justin, Zatanna is way up on my wish list for sure, and Black Canary. Definitely want to see some great female characters. I want a Burnside Batgirl really bad. The Gotham Knights one was close, but not quite. Of course, I want a comic Two-Face. That's not really on my wish list because I just know it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of waiting. Oh, Maxie Zeus would be very cool. Definitely classic Dr. Fate. The Scarface with Ventriloquist would be incredible. I think they got to get there eventually, man. They got to, oh, man. They got to get to, oh, man, you know what a great one would be that I'd love to see is First Appearance Zaz. I don't know if you guys remember that storyline. It's one I talk about a lot. It's the first like 4-issue storyline of the Shadow of the Bat comic series that I believe began in the 90s, but it's got it was written by Alan Grant. I think it's Brayfogle, Norm Brayfogle artwork, and it's kind of like, it's a little bit like darker version. It was clearly inspired by the Grant Morrison Arkham Asylum storyline, but it's a little bit more, for one, more comic-esque, more traditional comic story-esque, but it's also tamed down a little bit, but not much, man. It's dark. It's a dark-ass storyline. Zaz, the serial killer. And it's got this Hannibal Lecter sort of storyline of like, how the hell is he getting out of Arkham? But the way he looks in that storyline, in my opinion, is in my opinion, the way that Zaz looks in that first appearance storyline is, I think he's inspired by the way that Bill Sienkiewicz drew the villain in, oh God, what's it? Perry, I think his name is. Perry. He's the villain in Elektra Assassin, a Frank Miller Electra series that was, the art was done by Bill Sienkiewicz, and it's just incredible. One of the most incredible looking comic books I've ever seen in my life. But I think Zaz was inspired by that. Cloud, great point. I would absolutely love Condiment King. They really need to hook us up with some of those. If we get a Todd interview, I'd really want to ask him sort of what is his ambition. Yeah, Multiverse Collector, Clock King. Darth, no, I don't do Mayfix. I would ask Todd sort of like, man, you guys keep coming with the great ones. Yeah, Rebel, Kite Man, of course, absolutely want that. I'd ask him sort of what's his ambition, or what does he see being like the full potential of the online store, and does that possibly include, you know, some online store exclusives, maybe less popular, or, you know, characters that they would maybe not want, they wouldn't have the confidence to put out on a shelf. I don't know. Yeah, Whacker, exactly. He would segue into, yeah, he would give me a 30-minute answer about something else. Yeah, you guys are on it. You guys got the great suggestions here. All right, well, I've made a mess, and I've done a lot of blackwashing here. That one ended up awfully dark, but we'll see. Hush ended up super dark. Anybody, if you got any final remarks, get them in. Let's start wrapping it up. Done some washing here. A lot better on those. Poodle lady and her poodle looking much more alive. So yeah, now I got to hit these all with sealer, but I gotta I gotta clean up my mess. But I've got dirty hands. I don't want to accidentally touch the wrong thing. Yeah, of course I haven't really mentioned Two-Face because I just assume he's gonna come eventually. But I hope when we do get Two-Face, I would rather see a '70s style one where it's like the green plaid kind of, or green, you know, yeah, plaid looking one side, mutant face. I'm just, you know, the black and white or the black and red Two-Face is just less creative, I think, in my opinion. I love the Batman Forever, like, Two-Face design, just the bold, bright colors, and yeah, mutated face. Oh, Cheetah would be killer. Hell yeah. It's a good idea, Justin. That would be a badass figure, yeah. All right, gang. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Great to see you all. Alden, CW Kid Flash. That's a good idea. Yeah, I bet people would pick up more CW Flash figures. I never really watched that show, but I know it sure was popular. All right, gang. Great hanging out. Scott Knight, I don't disagree with you, bro. I mean, I love the Nolan trilogy. Don't get me wrong. But I think Batman Forever just has more of what I want to see in a Batman movie. In particular, I want to see brightly colored, wildly outlandish villains doing themed crimes and capers with, you know, color coordinated henchmen and all that. That's what I like. I like the Matt Reeves one, but I don't need to see like this is what what a real Riddler would be like. No. Give me Jim Carrey. All right, gang. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.